All right, people. So we've got some interesting news here. So this actually broke today. So there's a couple of quotes I want to read, and then I want to give my 2 cents on it because it's very interesting, very interesting to say the least. And I wonder what it will have implications for the sport as a wider sport, boxing. I mean, so Turkey Al Sheikh and TKO have signed a multi-year partnership to establish a new boxing promotion with exclusive leadership anchored by UFC President Dana White and WWE President Nick Khan. The new promotion will feature a highly structured system to develop new talent from around the world, including athletic combines and academies. I know the WWE have like that performance center where I think it's in some state. I think it might be in I think it's Florida, am I right? I think I know that. So that's interesting. Access for all boxers to UFC Performance Institutes, the world leading combat sport, performance training, research, rehabilitation, and nutrition. Interesting. This is all boxers. Could anyone just, I'm not trying to nitpick, but I'm just saying if you are 1-0 and you fought a journeyman in Hungary, essentially, does that qualify you? You know what? I'm just asking the question. TKO production, media, and promotional expertise to deliver both in arena experience and top tier state of the art broadcasting to fans worldwide. Further details about new boxing promotion, including fighter signings, fight schedules, venues, and host and locations, will be revealed in the coming months. So this is a work in progress, essentially. This is a work in progress. Let's have a read some of the quotes. So this is Turkey Al Sheikh. I'm very happy today. I give the flag of boxing to the best man who can handle it, Dana White. He's not worked them. I know he's talked about going into boxing, but it's not going to be easy. He has a tough job, to say the least, but I am sure he would get boxing great again. Good choice of words there. Wonder where you got them from. Make something great again. Mystery. The model is proven to deliver the fights that the fans will want to see. The best will fight the best. The fighters will move up the rankings to become world champions. Now, I listened very briefly to the interview that Dana White gave. He gave it with Turkey as well. I'm just saying, right? It sounds to me as though they're trying to do a UFC type model for boxing, in as much as they're going to have their own title, which I would imagine at the start maybe won't be a recognized title. They're going to have their own fighters. Essentially, what they're trying to do is monopolize it. Now, Al Heyman tried to do that in the very early days of PBC. Didn't happen. Didn't work, and we see PBC is really a sinking ship now. Gervonta Davis is the only one still. The lifeboat is there, man. You're not jumping on it. All right, well, it'll still be there until it's gone, and then enjoy. But it didn't work. Now, Dana White's talked for years now about coming into boxing. He mentioned Anthony Joshua back in 2017. He mentioned Mikey Garcia back then. 2017 was when he was talking about coming into boxing. It never happened. Like, UFC is the biggest promotional company in MMA, but it's not MMA as a whole. You've Bellator, you've PFL now that Jake Paul is doing. And I know Dana White talked about, we're going to have the best fighting the best. I'm assuming the fighters who are signed to whatever this respective company is going to be called. And, it's going to be our title. There's going to be no letters in the middle. So essentially what I gather from that is that they're trying to branch out, start their own organization, and it's going to be basically like how the UFC do it. At the end of the day, say boxing was like UFC, where we had Tank Davis, who is doing whatever he's doing over at PBC, and you had say Turkey and Dana White over them, and Dana White snapped his fingers and said, right, you're fighting Shakur Stevenson. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. It gets done. Whereas with the way it is now, like Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, although it did happen, it took a lot of work. And had Turkey Al Sheikh not intervened and come into the sport of boxing, I mean, honestly, there's a very good chance that it would never have happened. Certainly the cards we've seen in Riyadh have been spectacular, and we wouldn't have seen those cards. I mean, you look at Fury. I'm not nitpicking here, but you look at Fury and Derek Chisora 3. I was going to 4 there, but God forbid. Look at that. Who fought in the undercard? Dubois versus Kevin Lerena. The only reason we remember that fight is because Dubois was down 3 times. We all looked at that and thought that's a mismatch. and that was the only kind of fight of any note on the undercard. We've seen some muck undercards from both promoters and from Ben Shalom as well, respectfully. We've seen muck undercard. Now, what we like, you look at Fury versus Usyk 2, and a lot of people were saying on paper that was a weak card. And I would say by the Saudi standards, yeah, it wasn't one of their strongest cards, but it wasn't a bad card. I mean, that knocks a lot of old pay-per-views that we've seen over the years out of the park, and then some. The last Crescendo was extremely special, and again, it's a card we would have never got had Turkey, Al-Sheikh and the Saudis not got involved. I do wonder, are they maybe biting off a bit more they can chew with this? In terms of sanctioning bodies, well, like, I get where Dana White is coming from. I mean, the WBA on their website suggested that the decision not to award, this just happened to be underneath it, to award Lamont Roach a knockdown when Gervonta Davis took a knee in the 9th round was not unreasonable or unjustifiable. I guarantee if that had been the other way around, they wouldn't even go that far. It would have been account administered. So when you read stuff like that, and when you see stuff like the WBC, like I'll give you an example. The WBC were quick to call Dimitri Bivol to fight Dave Benavidez as a mandatory. They weren't so quick to do that with Canelo Alvarez, were they? When Tyson Fury, it didn't look like he was going to fight Alexander Usyk in 23. When he was looking to fight Francis Ngannou, in the run-up, people were saying, like myself, were saying, well, just call him a mandatory. Get an eliminator, get a mandatory. Oh, it wouldn't be right to do a mandatory. Oh, but you can call it like that for Dimitri Bivol. Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah, well done. So I get what they're saying, because these sanctioning bodies, like in particular the WBA and WBC, those two are the worst. They really are. Yeah, I'd like to see someone kind of, one leading organisation come in and clean it up. It's going to take a lot of work, and at the same time, you're essentially coming into a sport where you've Bob Arum, who's been around since the dawn of time almost, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, etc. Oscar, are they going to play ball? It's an interesting one. It really is. It's a very interesting one, and yeah, I said I'd do a quick video and just give my 2 cents on it. Well, what do you guys think? I'd be interested to know what the people who watch these videos think in the comments section below, because it's an interesting one, to say the least. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. People, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you could, smash the like button, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. Until next time, people, I will leave it there. Peace.